Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Lightsocket here once again on a new channel. But we're still coming at you with Matt's reviews. There's been a bit of a change in management, so to speak. But even though it's been a while, I hope you're all still loyal fans, chomping at the bit, so to speak, for another episode of Matt's reviews. So, it being 2015, it being after Christmas, the hit film Star Wars Episode VII has released, and that seems to be the thing that's getting everyone's goose. I guess you could say. So I figured I might as well talk about that. So Star Wars Episode VII, long awaited sequel to the popular Star Trek series. Last film came out in 1984, back in the good old days of Ronald Reagan, and it was a very critically acclaimed series. Most people have seen several of the Star Trek films, but Star Wars Episode VII. Not entirely sure why it's named Episode 7. It is the first in the Star Wars spin-off series. It's a lot more action-oriented than the previous Star Trek films. Features a completely new cast of characters in what could almost be described as an alternate universe. A lot of the previously established characters and settings and such are not featured in any way, so one could almost make the assumption that it's a completely new universe. But, this isn't, I'm not reviewing the Star Trek movies, I'm talking about Star Wars Episode 7. So, how about the characters? Are the characters likable? Well, it would depend on what you consider likable. These characters are morally reprehensible. They are completely and utterly lacking in charm. For the most part, they're pretty much emotionless killing machines. Which isn't without its appeal. I understand how some people could like a character like that, but I'm not one of those people. The storyline is what I would consider the strongest part of the movie, without trying to spoil anything. Basically, the plot is an unknown man who has no recollection of his past, wakens on board of an evil Empire spaceship and is drafted into the Empire's army, where he proceeds to fight the rebels. But slowly over time, he begins to realize how evil the Empire is, and decides to actually kill himself because of all the horrible crimes he's committed. That was a bit of a spoiler, actually. I apologize for that. But all in all, I would say it is a worthy successor, and a pretty good. I'm glad there's a new Star Trek film, in the 21st century. I was a pretty big fan of the original series. I wouldn't say it's quite as good as those older movies, but it's definitely not without its merits. So overall, I would have to give Star Wars Episode 7, Return of the Trek, probably 4 out of 5 stars.